I'm ready.
Warm greetings from India and a beautiful morning, afternoon to all the global, pious, beautiful souls who are watching this today. Global Talk Show by Business Bar Academy. And today we have a very great and eminent personality in the world of public speaking, and he is none other than Oliver Nshom. Welcome, Oliver, to our show.
Thank you, Dr. Supriya. It's a privilege to be here today.
Well, what to tell about Oliver? And if I'll start telling, you will be amazed because he is one of the most respected and sought after trainer and speaker on public speaking. He is a global speaker, empowerment coach, dynamic leadership coach, consultant, and personal productivity strategist. He is the founder and lead trainer and consultant at the Africa Inclusive Institute of Public Speaking, that is AIIPS, and Simbok, Yoyondor, Cameroon, which is Global Center for Skills Competency Based Professional Executive Training Development for top executives that cuts across the different speaking sectors. So let's take the journey on with Oliver, and I am so excited to host him today this evening. Well, Oliver, we want to listen your incredible journey from you now. Your life journey, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya. Once more, I must confess, it is a privilege and an honor for me to be here live with the Global Talk Show. And I'm privileged to be interviewed by the amazing, outstanding doctor I respect so much, which is not any other doctor but Dr. Supriya. Thank you so much, doctor. So my life journey, I am the fourth sibling out of 7. And when I was born, I started speaking when I was born, because when I was born, I cried. So that was the first time I started speaking, and it's amazing. So my mother wanted me to be a girl, and when I was conceived, because I came from a family of 7 siblings, only 1 girl and 6 boys. And my mother wanted another girl, and she hopes I was going to be the girl. But when I was delivered, I became a boy. And when I was growing up, I started speaking like a girl. And I think one of the reasons why I speak like a woman is because mom wanted me to be a woman. So my journey so far has been a very full of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. Far back in primary school, when I started my basic education, it was not easy because I happened to be the first in my family out of the 7 siblings to go to school. I happened to be the first to go to high school. I happened to be the first to go to university. I happened to be the first that have traveled around the world. And the journey was not easy. It sounds very easy, but it was not easy. I dropped out from school 7 good times. 7 good times. I dropped out 4 times in primary school. Can you get me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can continue.
All right, though. So what that means is that no one believed in me. Like I was that child that there was not much care. There was not much consideration. Like I suffer from ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So I just do my things the way I want them to be done. I just go to school when I want to go to school. In fact, when I see my age mate going to schools, I just follow them to go to school. And when they're going to the next class, I just go to the next class. So throughout my life in the primary school, I was not promoted to classes. I was not promoted to any class, but I was promoting myself, moving to the next level, Till when I arrived in secondary school, where I became very brilliant. I must confess that in primary school, I was one of the dullest students in class. I was always the last in class, always the last. I was never the first. I was never around the middle. I was always the last student in class. And that makes people to hate me. Like my parents never really showed me so much love like I was growing up by then, and no attention was given to me. And of course, I appreciate my parents for the support they have always been giving me. And my classmates, they hated me. My teachers, they hated me because I was, in those days, Dr. Supriya, when you are intelligent as a student, they will love you. Everybody loved to be a friend with an intelligent student. So some of us that were not intelligent, everybody hated us, and it was painful. And that almost made me to suffer from trauma and depression. Back in secondary school, when I went to secondary school, I became very intelligent, very tall. I was always among the first 15 in class, and it was so incredible. So I dropped out again in secondary school around 3 times before I finally came back and graduated from high school and went to university. Till right now, I'm working on my MBA. I'm doing my final year MBA in the Yes International University in India. And that has been my story. I remember the time when I dropped out from school, when I was in Form 3, I started moving around and hawking. I was moving around and hawking beignet. If you know what they call beignet over there in India or in Netherlands, you fry pop and you carry in your head, you move and sell. Okay. Dr. Supriya, it is interesting to know that I push truck, truck. I was pushing truck in Cameroon, in the cities, moving around and pushing truck, carrying people's things. I will carry, they'll pay me $1, $2. I'll carry things in the truck, I'll push, I'll go and put it in another place. I did that. And that was how I was able to gather some money, go back to school. And I never knew that one day I could be a global speaker, sharing my story of how I moved from zero to hero around the world. And that has taught me a lesson. So when I go out and a young person comes to me and say, I'm not eating for 2 days, I understand what he's talking about, because that days I never had food to eat for 2 days. That times I never had shoes to wear. I almost walked barefooted, in my secondary school days. It was tough, it was challenging. Even when I finished from high school, I started doing public speaking. I remember there was a day I was invited by a high school in Cameroon, here in the city of Douala, to come and speak, Dr. Supriya. When I spoke there, guess how much? They paid me $1, $1 US, $1. I trekked a distance of over 3 kilometers. I came to this high school. I spoke there, motivated the high school students, and they paid me $1. My transportation to go back to the house was at least $2 to $3. So I received the $1 and I was grateful for it. And I had to trek 50% of my distance to go back home, and I had to pay my bike for $1 to reach my home. When I arrived my home, I cried. Tears were rolling down my cheek. I cried. I had some ideas telling me to quit the public speaking, to quit becoming a professional speaker. And I said, since it is a call, it is a ministry, it is a career I'm building. People don't understand the value of it now, but with time they'll understand. If I give now, what will happen to the young people? Thousands, millions of them looking up to me. What will happen to their hope? And I told myself and I promised myself, no matter what it gets, no matter how it talks, no matter how it becomes tougher, I will not give up. I'll keep doing it. And today the story has changed. I speak in universities, in companies, and they pay me above $100 US a day. And you see, things are not the same as they used to be. And so that is my little story.
Oliver, when I was listening to your story, trust me, I was shocked to listen. And it's really touching and very, very, very emotional also. That how you have become from zero to hero. And trust me, believe me, you are the hero right now. You made it. your life with your hard work, dedication, perseverance, and most important thing is never ever give up in your life. So, a great applaud to your story. And I'm sure people watching this global talk show, your incredible story has inspired millions today across the world. So, wow, wow story, I must say, great. Well done, keep it up. God bless you. Well, Oliver, my next question coming to you is what kind of challenges, we will find challenges in everybody's life. I mean, there is no one who is, he will say, there is no challenge in my life. Everybody is facing those challenges. So, what kind of challenges were there in your life and how you have overcome those challenges? Can you please tell us?
Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya. I've encountered so many challenges. The first of the challenges is the challenges of finances. Challenges of finances. Going to school, sponsor myself, moving around and speaking has not been easy. And I never had a sponsor. I do not have someone that can say, Oliver, take this $100 US, take this $1,000 US, and get the phone for yourself and get a laptop for yourself and keep that for your transport fare to go to universities and talk to students in high school and all of that. I never had someone like that. I never had an elder brother who could call me one day and sit me down and say, brother, you're doing great. I want to encourage you with this and all of that. I did not have. I had elder brothers, but they're not with me. And so there are times I have trekked, to go and speak to students in high school and university. I trek. And at times when I don't have transport, I walk with my feet, long distances. I travel all around, and I go and do that. And I keep doing that even to date. I still do that. It's because of my love and my passion for what I do. And one of the challenges I faced, it was that, at the stage where I am right now in my country, people are still getting awareness about public speaking and professional speaking. And so at times I am discussing a deal with a company and they want me to train their staff. And they will look at my phone. They will look at my phone and my phone is not an iPhone. they will look at my phone and the phone is not an iPhone. They will see me, I boarded a taxi or I paid a bike to come to talk to them, or I tried to come to talk to them to train their staff. And they will discredit me. They will say, no, you cannot be coming to train our staff. And you don't have an iPhone at least. You're struggling with an Android phone, with an Infinix. You don't have a car. How do you expect us to believe what you're saying?
Oh,
You don't have a good, you're not looking good, you're not looking well in the good suit and all of that. How do you expect us to believe you? And so the society has structured itself in such a way that if you don't have a car, if you don't have an iPhone 13 or 12 or Pro Max, you will not have opportunities to train in some kind of companies here in Cameroon. That alone has been very, very challenging, Dr. Supriya. And because of that, at the same point, I felt like giving up. I felt like surrendering everything. I felt like
but
stopping
Oliver,
everything.
I must say one thing over here when you are telling about your challenges to me. iPhone, car doesn't matter at all. A person's inner capabilities, ability to desire to get something in the life, and seeing the dreams, manifesting it, working day and night, that what you have made it. So I will say people were there to break you when they were talking about the car, iPhone, those materialistic things never ever matters in anybody's life. I tell you, because it's all about your inner strength, your credibility, and the most important, your inner qualities that matters a lot. And even I won't give any heed to outward appearance because outward appearance will be there with you for 25 years. And after that, your inner qualities matters a lot, however. But really, those challenges are really making me, panic. Then I can understand how it would have made to you. But really, then how you have overcome those challenges? I mean,
Thank you so much. So there is this, there's this company in Yaoundé. They invited me to come and pitch, to come and convince them to train their staff. They're having over 55 staff in the different parts of the country. And so when I came, they sent me to the office of the assistant director. So when I was talking to the assistant director, telling him how I've been in South Africa, I've been to Rwanda to train all around. And when I was talking, he was not looking at my face. He was looking at my phone. And so when I finished speaking, he told me that they would think about it and get back to me. And so since then, they have not got to me. I have gone to their companies 3 times. And anytime I would go there, they tell me that they're still looking at me, and all of that. The truth is that I invest most of my money in my head knowledge, going to school, getting certifications, buying books, and reading, personal development. And so in Africa and in Cameroon, people don't focus on what is here. They focus on how you look. And so my next project right now is to get an iPhone 13, so that I will take it there, so that when I'm talking, they can see that. And so I overcome the challenges by consistency, determination, and focus. Now, all my clients, they keep watching my status. They keep following me on Facebook, on Instagram. And every day, whether I am happy, I'm in a bad mood or in a good mood, I keep posting and sharing my works. And so some people who have rejected me in the past, because of consistency, I've been doing this for 11 good years, not 11 months, 11 years. And so because of my consistency, now many people are believing in me, they're believing in my works. And I receive calls almost every day from universities, from institutions, from churches, from religious organizations, non-profit organizations, to come and train them. And last week, I was training another part of the country where they invited me to come and train speakers, train and certify professional speakers. And because they've been seeing my work. So when they reject me, because I don't have an iPhone, I don't have a car, I don't have a phone, I keep doing it. And they keep seeing me. When they go to TV, they see Oliver. When they go to Facebook, they see Oliver. When they go to Instagram, they see Oliver. When they go to Facebook status and WhatsApp status, they see Oliver. They say, this guy has something in him. Even though he is not branding himself well in terms of what we want, but let's get him. He has something in him. If not, he could have long quitted. But the fact that he's still doing it means that there's something, that he has a vision, and we can together support him to get this vision. And that's how I overcame my challenges. Of course, I'm a Christian and I believe in God. So God has been helping me so much. At times I want to quit, I want to give up, but he still tells me, son, don't quit. It's a ministry. I called you for it, and you have to do it for the glory of your Father and for the glory of those who are looking up to you.
Well, Oliver, it was really, I don't have words to say anything that what these challenges are really, it's very easy to listen, it's very easy to say. But the person who is facing these challenges, hard challenges, only he knows the pain. And I am 100% sure that when you were going through these phases, you must be feeling bad. People used to say something to you, but the way you have carried all those challenges, and you have given, a good punch to all those people who were saying something, and now you have been a guest lecturer in so many universities. People call you, Oliver, please come, deliver the session. So it's a really a great, a success. This is real success. People will think, okay, this is what is success. But I will say, when the people who had rejected you in the past and now they are welcoming you, that's the meaning of success today. And Oliver, you have made it, you have proved that people will break you, shake you, rate you, hate you. I repeat, people will break you, rate you, hate you, shake you. But it's you who will make you. And you have made it. You have shown to the world what is Oliver Nshom. And he is here on the Global Talk Show, Netherlands. So hats off to you for this incredible way of handling those challenges in your life. Awesome. Well,
yes.
Oliver,
So just to say something.
Tell me.
Just to say something, Dr. Supriya.
Yeah.
Is 1 month ago, there's a university in Cameroon, the Yaoundé International Business School. They called me to come and train their students in the orientation day in public speaking. how they can do presentations in school. And so they asked me, Oliver, how much should we pay you? I told them that they should have to pay me $300 to train for 4 hours. They told me that that money is too much. They cannot pay me that money. They told me that they are prepared like $50 to give me. They are prepared $50 for me. I said no problem. And so when I went and did the training, you know what happened? They doubled the money that they suggested to pay me, and they gave me $100 and they wanted to pay $50. And that just to say that at times they want to test the quality. When they experience the impact, they are always ready to have you back and to even pay more than they intended to pay. And so I just wanted to let you know that that is what is happening, and it's amazing, you know, when they act like that. So the value speaks for itself.
Yes. And I really say one thing true, that the way you know, there are some people which I'm seeing today, they will, all at once, promptly, they will give up when they will come to encounter those people, they will say something and they will just give up, they will just knee down. And but you, Oliver, the way you just made the shut their mouth, it's really, really great. It's not everybody's cup of coffee. Even somebody will say to me, even I will feel okay, let's give up for one day. But you made it, and it's really, really great to listen. Now, my first another question coming to is, you told me about your life, you told me about your challenges, what people thought about. But in your life, is there any moment come when you said, wow, this was the moment I was waiting for, my wow moment, my aha moment, and we would love to listen that moment. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my, you see, I'm thinking about that, man. I'm thinking about that. Yes, I've had so many of such moments. I've had so many of such moments. It's amazing how I receive calls every day, and young people all around the nation, they're calling me. They said, Oliver, I want you to mentor me. The other day, I mean, like 3 days ago, Dr. Supriya, a young man sent a text to me on WhatsApp, and he told me that, Oliver, I have been watching your life for so long, and you have been doing the same thing. I'm not seeing you doing 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, but just one thing. You are so consistent in what you're doing. And I really see that there is something you love doing it. Please, I want you to mentor me in public speaking. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. It was wonderful.
Wow.
Now, I am living in the capital city of Yaoundé, and my family is in Bamenda. And it's amazing that anytime I come to Bamenda, back in my home city, I have people who are coming to me, for mentorship, for training. And I'm talking today, I have one of my mentees that is currently with me now, and she has left the child in the house, and she has left a patient from the hospital. She was taking care of her, a neighbor, and she has run for us now to discuss. And maybe, Esther, you'll have to come and say hi. It's amazing.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you so much.
That's really great.
Esther is one of my success stories. Esther and the husband, they went through my public speaking training in Cameroon and certification. So the husband registered her and himself. They went through it. Esther have a bachelor degree from the University of Bamenda. So she decided to work with me, to follow me to wherever I will go to. And she's coming, I've been mentoring her, and she's one of my lecturers here in Bamenda. So anytime I come, she's always with me to teach, to follow me to train in universities, to go to companies and train. And so when I see the life of Esther, how Esther has moved from being a timid girl, a timid woman, a shy woman, to being confident and eloquent, I am happy, I am proud.
And that's a really great success, Oliver, I must say. That is the really wow moment, you can say, or aha moment of your life. So you have so
Yeah.
many aha moment, wow moment. That's really, really great to know this. Well,
Thank you.
this journey is going super awesome and great, electrifying, energetic, enthusiastic. All the adjectives are even less for this session, I must say. Next question I would like to ask, Oliver, to you is that you are the founder of your company. So, what kind of work your company does and what are you dealing into? We would love to know that. Yeah.
Great. So my company does three main things. The first thing my organization does is kind of a school, African Inclusive Institute of Public Speaking. The first thing is that we train speakers. And of course, Madam Esther is one of our students. She graduated already in the last batch, and she's working with us. So we train speakers to become people who want to develop their public speaking skills, people who want to become professional speakers, to speak with confidence, and eloquent. We coach speakers. Right now, I am having a platform of over 85 speakers that I've trained, and I'm coaching them. And Esther is one of them from all around the world. So we train speakers, we coach speakers, and one of the things we do is that we certify speakers. We certify speakers. If you want to become a certified speaker, whom you can travel around the world and speak, we equally certify you. And we not only certify, we recruit speakers. We send speakers to different organizations to train people on public speaking. So we train, we coach, we recruit, and we certify. So it is amazing. And thanks to this, I had the privilege to speak at the Pan-African Global Speakers Conference early this year, where it was a Pan-African public speakers conference, a professional speakers conference that was hosted in South Africa. And it was amazing. I was privileged to represent Cameroon, as a professional speaker in this Pan-African conference. And it was a wonderful experience because they went through my work, and being the president of the Cameroon National Speakers Association, I had the privilege to come over there and speak in that conference. It was another aha moment in my
So
professional
it was
career.
like AIIPS, right? AIIPS.
Yes.
That's
That's what
really
we're
great.
doing there. Yeah.
So I wish you all the best. The very great work you people are doing, your team is doing, and I wish many more success, millions of success in your way, Oliver. The way you are doing.
Amen.
May God bless you with thousands of batches to start it up,
Amen.
and you will go like on and on, and rocking on in your life. That's really great. Okay,
Amen. Absolutely.
yeah, amen. My next question in this course of your journey is, what is your mission, Oliver?
Wow. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. So my mission on earth is very simple: to connect young people to ideas and stories, making their lives more productive in God's vineyard. Connecting young people to ideas and stories, making their lives more productive in God's vineyard. And this mission has a vision. So my vision in the next, from 2018 to 2028, is to reach out to 12 million young people in Africa and to mentor 15,000 young people in Africa and coach 500 proteges. All right. So in the next, from 2018 to 2028, I'm reaching out to 12 million young people in Africa, adding intrinsic value to their lives, helping them to live their true purpose, fulfilling their assignments on earth, mentoring 15,000 of them, and coaching 500 proteges. What that means is that every year, I am reaching out to no less than 1.2 million young people in Africa. Every month, I am reaching out to no less than 100,000 young people in Africa. Every week, I'm reaching out to no less than 35,000 young people in Africa. And every single day, I'm reaching out for no less than 3,500. And every minute, I'm reaching out to at least 35 young people in Africa, every minute. So if you take that calculation and do the mathematics, you notice that if I reach out to 35 young people every minute, then by 2028, starting from 2018, I'm going to reach out to 12 million young people in Africa. Now, how do I do this? It's very simple. You know, I'm happy that Esther was around and you've seen Esther. So Esther is my protege. She's my protege right now. She's one of the 15,000 mentees, and she's now in one of the 500 proteges. So when I take people like Esther, I clone myself, I duplicate myself in her. And so we reach out faster to these 12 million young people in Africa. And right now, I have like 20 of them right now. I have 20 of the Esthers in my inner cycle proteges that I'm coaching out of the 500 proteges. And I have 150 mentees right now in public speaking out of the 15,000 mentees that I'm going to reach by 2028, God being my helper. So my mission on earth is to connect young people to stories and ideas, making their life productive in God vineyard.
Super awesome and mind-blowing, you did. That's really a great vision. And I'm sure the way you are doing a lot of hard work, you're putting a lot of great inputs. That day is not far when you will achieve your mission with flying colors all over. And I'm sure next global talk show you will say, yes, I've completed my mission, Dr. Supriya, and I am really doing fantabulous. And you see, law of attraction says when you dream something and when you do a lot of hard work, even God will give you what you desire. And that's what the same sparkle, the same light, the same zeal, zest I can see in your personality. So I'm sure.
Yes, and then
you'll
Dr.
be good.
Supri,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I was saying that. I was saying that one of the vision I'm working with my mentees and proteges, we are joining our hands together to build one of the biggest orphanages in Africa. One of the biggest orphanages in Africa.
Wow.
We are calling it the open world orphanage. You know, death rate is very high in Africa, and infant mortality is very high. And so we have a lot of orphans, a lot of them. When you're moving around the street, you see a lot of them suffering. Some don't go to school, some need food to eat, they don't have. They're just tricking and inflating and the whole street. So I was led by God, by the Holy Spirit, some 15 years behind, the vision came very clear. So we're building an orphanage in Africa called the Open World Orphanage, where we intend to have a university inside, the primary, secondary school inside, the hospital inside, the church, the mosque inside, where the orphans who are going to be taken care of will have opportunity to go from primary school right up to university, you know. So that is, so together with these amazing mentees and proteges around the world, that is the big vision. That's the big vision we have, to build one of the biggest orphanages in Africa that can host 1,000 plus orphans all around Africa, groom them, nurture them, and bring them up. So I'm trusting and praying God for partners around the world that can help us realize this great vision and make Africa.
Amen. Amen. I will say the word.
If you watch my posts on Facebook, all my posts on Facebook, I always put a hashtag, we have a continent to build.
Yeah,
we have a continent to build. You see that before?
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing with every social media, LinkedIn, Facebook. And that's the reason I have just contacted you for this global talk show. That's really
Thank you so much. Yes, so that's a continent we have to build. That's a continent. So so one of the things I must do on earth before I leave this world, you know, before I leave this world, one of the assignments I've been given to do is to build this orphanage. This orphanage.
Great.
That's the deal I've signed with God, to build this orphanage, to coordinate the project. And that's why we started by mentoring people who can work with us, coaching people. And because the orphanage will be recruiting hundreds of thousands of people, you know, lecturers, doctors, you know, teachers, carers, a lot of the drivers, tailors, and all of that, you know, it's a huge project.
That's really great, Oliver. And I'm so overwhelmed, very happy to listen what you are doing, what your plans, mission, vision. I am sure you are going to achieve it very, very soon. Thank you. Well,
thank you so much.
Now, as the time came to an end, but I will say this journey is not going to an end. This journey has started now. And my question to you is, what message would you like to give to your live audience or who are going to watch you later on?
Thank you so much for that question. I have two messages. The first message is this. Many frogs were walking around. Frogs, you know a frog? Have you seen a frog, Dr. Supriya?
Yes.
Okay. So the frogs were moving around, and two of the frogs fell on a deep pit. The two frogs fell on a deep pit, and the other frogs were watching up and shouting and screaming and telling the other two frogs that fell on the deep pit that they cannot jump up, that they should forget and die inside that pit. The frogs attempted so many times to jumping. They failed. The other frog that was listening to the other frogs shouting and screaming that they should forget, they cannot jump, they should just give up and die. That other frog, after some minutes, resigned, gave up, and decided to stay quiet. And after some time, the frog died. Now, the other frog kept on jumping. And the other frogs was shouting, give up and die, give up and die. The frog kept on jumping. And then after some time, the frog jumped, and then jumped, and successfully escaped, came off from that pit. And so the frogs were shouting and screaming. Did not hear we said you should give up and die? And that frog did not respond. And they later realized that that frog was dumb and deaf. That frog was not hearing. That frog could not hear what the other frogs were saying. And the frog rather knew that they were shouting and clapping for him to jump again, to jump. What this means is this. In life, people, you trust them so much. People, you expect them to motivate you. They may never motivate you. They may never support you. And the people that will support and motivate you are people you don't even know them. So in life, don't listen to what people say. Follow your heart.
Definitely.
Always follow your heart. Always follow your heart. Because at times, people will demotivate you, and they have to give a deaf ear to what at times people say. Close your ears to at times what people say and follow your heart. If this frog was listening to what they were saying, the frog would have died. But because the frog did not listen, the frog kept on jumping and finally survived. And the people were angry that the frog has succeeded. And because the frog could not hear. So close your ears to what people are saying about you. They want to demotivate you, and tomorrow they'll be laughing at you. So if you give up today, they will laugh at you tomorrow. That's the first thing I want my listener to learn. The second thing is that there's a boy who was playing around, trying to gather things in the compound to build a very beautiful house for himself. This boy struggled so much, and he did not succeed to be able to put all of this together. And ladies and gentlemen, the father of this boy was in the parlor, watching at the boy, how he was struggling to build his house, how he was struggling to build his tent, and he failed. The boy was crying out of frustration because he has struggled. I mean, like a 3-year-old child. He has struggled and did everything he could do. And the father was seeing, and the father started laughing, and the father came to him and said, son, you did not give in your best. Did you use all your strength? And the child cried and said, yes, daddy, I used all my strength, all my skills, all my experiences. The father said, no, son, you did not use all your strength. Part of your strength is me. You did not call me to help you, son. You ought to have called me to come and help you, to make this up for you. And the son said, no, daddy, I never knew that you were there watching at me. You could help me. And the father helped him to mold it up. This means that in life, when you've given all your best, when you have tried all your best, when you have sacrificed everything you need to sacrifice, the time, the money, the look to God, to always look up to God who sent you for that project, because he's always there watching at us. So when we've struggled, let us get to him to help us, because he is our strength. So if you're listening to me out there and you're tired, you're working in a project, you're not succeeded, you're struggling, you're fighting, you're struggling, and it's not going, ask for help from above, and he will come down and help you. That's part of your strength. So always go for that help. Those are my take home for our listeners.
Wow, I am super, super happy. And the message you have given today, I'm sure people are going to love this message. And whenever they will feel low in their life, demotivates, whenever they will listen this show of Oliver Nshom, they are going to get back to their life, get back to their zeal, zest, and again they will be on their normal life. So hats off to you, Oliver Nshom. Thank you so very much for coming to our show, for motivating everyone, including me. I'm so happy to host you today. It's my great privilege today to meet you today. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Wish you good luck. God
And
bless
also,
you.
and also thank you to my lovely and lively audience
Esther
who are listening, who are
from
watching,
Esther and
and of course to the people globally.
okay.
Yes. And thank you
Thank
so much
you.
once again, everyone. Good night
Good,
from India. Thank you so
good,
much.
good, good. Good night.